Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan. Ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR-FM. TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education. TLE, Learning Area, Automotive Servicing, Beauty Care, Electronics Product Assembly and Servicing, Cookery, Electrical Installation and Maintenance, Dressmaking, Computer System Servicing, mga leksyong pangkabuhayan, edukasyong teknolohikal, mapapakinggan. Dito lang yan sa 106.3 Dance Radio, TLE. Learn and earn.
Hello to everyone. Kumusta kayo dyan? Kumusta naman ang ating araw? Okay, good afternoon po sa lahat ng ating learners and viewers. Of course, with our parents and also to our fatherly chief education supervisor and OIC Sir Rodrigo B. Pascua. I have here with me today my favorite partners, Ma'am Malve, Ma'am Dandit, and we have here with us Sir Edwin Respicio.
Okay, good afternoon to all the teachers of Doña Aurora National High School and to all the department heads. To Ma'am Jackie, Ma'am Emily, Ma'am Annabel, Ma'am Ophel, Ma'am Merly, Sir Leo, Sir Ferdy, and of course, Sir Jeff. Shout out also to the students of 7 Del Pilar, 7 Jacinto, and Lapu-Lapu, 8 Crimson, 10 Cookery E and F, and of course, to my advisory class, 10 Tanggile. Good afternoon. Yes, Ma'am Albe?
Yes, good afternoon po sa lahat. Shout out din sa aking 8 lavender, 8 purple, and 8 tangerine. Simula pa lang, meron ng kakaiba. Ganon din sa aking mga beauty care 9B and cookery 9D. Kung kayo ay nanonood, hello!
Good afternoon, Ma'am Lynn, Ma'am Dandit, and Ma'am Malve, as well as Sir Joshua and Sir Dennis. Greetings also to all teachers, viewers through FB Live as well as sa YouTube channel natin, and listeners using our dance radio, the DWDR 106.3 FM. Also to all grade 9 and grade 10 automotive servicing and the grade 9 electronic products assembly and servicing. Sa ating lahat, advance happy Valentine.
Ay,
Yes, very advanced. Pero not necessary na February 14 lang yun, sir. Dapat every day. Yes. So, shout out also to my 7 Aguinaldo and 7 Bonifacio, at most especially to my 8 Beach, Virgin DNC. Yan, kayo ang mga kwan ngayon. Dapat ma-highlight, no? My 9 Makopa as my advisory class, and of course to my 9 dressmaking 900 students. Welcome again to our Usapang TLE Live, and welcome to our quarter 2 shift 2 lessons. So nasa weekly na tayo. We are hoping for your enthusiastic and active participations in every RBI and live discussion, not only to Usapang TLE but to all your subjects all throughout the quarter.
Yes, ma'am. We are back for our second quarter, shift 2, particularly week 3. We have already learned about EIM 8 from the previous quarter. And for this quarter 2 shift 2, our lesson is all about automotive servicing.
That's right, Ma'am Dandit. So our lesson for today in Automotive Servicing 8, titled, yung last natin is Apply Safety Practices. And we will analyze signs, symbols, and data. But Sir Edwin, what is it all about?
Okay, yes, Ma'am Malve. Analyzing of signs and symbols is so important, especially to our workplaces, roads, or any locations for our safety purposes, Ma'am Lynn.
Yes sir. So, mahalaga talaga yon. But, bago natin ratsadahan yan, may we have the objectives for today. We have define signs and symbols, identify the basic categories and give examples, and of course, the third, give the importance of knowing the safety signs and symbols, because this may have a great help for us to recognize harms or hazards in our workplace. Parang yung sinabi ni Sir kanina, workplaces, mga pinagtatrabaho natin sa roads, no, sa daanan, at any locations naman na pwedeng magkaroon ng harms and hazards and risks.
Okay, so sa lahat ng mga grade 8 learners natin, I know you are now ready and excited. But don't forget to prepare all the needed materials, just like your pen, your paper, and your learning activity sheets, o yung tatawag nating last week 3 titled Apply Safety Practices. Ma'am Malvin.
Yes, sir. So I'm sure hindi lang ang ating mga grade 8 learners ang excited ngayong oras na ito. Kasi kung makikita natin ang ating comment box, sir, ang daming nagko-comment dyan from special classes and also from our grade 9 and grade 10. Ganon din sa ating lahat ng viewers and listeners sa ating Dance Radio, sa ating YouTube channel at sa ating Facebook page.
Yes, ma'am. So, dear learners, viewers, and listeners, you may participate later on our question and answer portion because you will be gaining new learnings and knowledge. And of course, prizes are at stakes. Don't forget to use hashtag Usapang TLE together with your grade and section, the item number, and of course, any of your answer, of course, and in the comment box, or call or direct message us in our messenger account, or can call us or send your answer to my CP number or cell phone number 0975 1992 630. So, andyan po sa ating screen kung paano ang gagawin po natin. So, but we need to listen first to our RBI. So, our RBI lesson, just after that, we will have the live discussions. Okay? But I have here an announcement to all learners and viewers. Please do comment and mention your TLE teacher and screenshot probably your comment or your reaction and send it to your teacher for your class participation and attendance. Thank you. So, let's have the RBI now.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo, hatid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
TLE
Technology and Livelihood Education.
TLE Learning Area.
TLE Learning Area.
Automotive Servicing.
Beauty Care.
Electronic Products Assembly and Servicing.
Cookery.
Electrical Installation and Maintenance.
Dressmaking.
Computer System Servicing.
Mga leksyong pangkabuhayan. Edukasyong teknolohikal.
Matutunghayan dito sa
106.3
Dance Radio. TLE Learning Area.
Technology and Livelihood Education.
Learn and earn.
Hello and good day, everyone. I'm glad to be with you in this 30-minute broadcast. Please get ready with your writing materials and learning activity sheets for Quarter 2, Week 3, so that we can start our lesson in Automotive Servicing A. The learning activity sheets provide you different activities that will help you become familiar with the topics or lessons about applied safety practices. Assistance of your parents, guardians, siblings, or relatives are encouraged in answering the learning activity sheets, particularly in the activities where you need assistance to perform tasks. Are you ready to learn and gain new knowledge?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready.
It is nice to hear that from you, dear learners. Before we start, let us have a short review of our lesson last time. What was it all about?
Ma'am, our previous lesson was mensuration and calculation.
Very good. What have we discussed about mensuration and calculation?
In our previous lesson, ma'am, we discussed the conversion of units and measurement using mathematical formula.
Yes, you are right. And why do we need to know how to convert unit of measurement?
Ma'am, to be familiar with the systems of measurement, both metric and English.
Ma'am, to know the equivalent measurement from one unit to another unit of measurement.
You are correct, dear learners. What are the different units of measurement in the metric and English system?
Ma'am, the units of measurement in metric systems are millimeter, decimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer, while in English system are inch, foot, yard, and mile.
Wow! You have a great memory. It seems that you really understood our past lesson.
Thank you, ma'am.
We shall be guided by the following objectives today. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to 1. Define signs and symbols. 2. Identify the basic sign categories and give examples. And 3. Give the importance of the safety signs and symbols. Are you now ready for our next lesson?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready and excited.
I want to know if you are aware of your surroundings, especially if you're on the road. Let's have simple road trip from Aurora Caltex gasoline station to Doña Aurora National High School. What have you noticed or observed?
Ma'am, from Caltex, I observed that there are members of the Public Order and Safety Unit or the POSU managing the flow of traffic to lessen road hassles, ma'am.
Yes, you are right. There are traffic enforcers assigned at designated areas to help lighten the flow of traffic because they look after the safety of everyone. Any other observation?
Ma'am, I have seen road signs like no parking, no loading, no unloading, no U-turn, and many more.
Wow! You are a very keen observer. That's right. Do you already have an idea of what our topic is all about?
Ma'am, I think our topic today is all about traffic signs and symbols.
Yes, you have an idea. Our topic for today is about apply safety practices, specifically analyzing signs and symbols used in the workplace and in other locations. What are signs and symbols?
Ma'am, signs and symbols are precautions and safety measures.
Yes, you are correct. These signs and symbols are visual representations that communicate idea, process, or warning. Did you get it, class?
Yes, ma'am. We got it loud and clear.
Nice to hear that. What are the uses of signs and symbols?
Ma'am, they serve as warning signs to avoid vehicular accidents.
Very good answer. These signs and symbols are warnings that are of great help for us to avoid hazards and risks, and they remind us to be extra careful. Any other answer or idea, class?
They provide general information, directions, and observance of proper use of equipment and where they are located, ma'am.
Wow, that is great! Just like what you have said, signs and symbols also give us general information about what we don't know, direct us to locations, and they also provide information on how to use equipment properly and where to locate and find them. Take note, a simple sign is meaningful to us. We will learn more about safety signs and symbols after a short break.
COVID-19 has caused loss of lives and economic hardship all over the world. It has changed our habits and the way we live while testing our public health systems and impacting on our livelihoods. With this, the role of environmental health practitioner has never been more vital as we face up to the ongoing challenges this pandemic. Many changes are about to happen for a greener environment, more equal and more stabilized economy. COVID-19 pandemic has resulted numerous impacts on the environment and climate. But amid this crisis, we have a chance to build a better community and environment. Hashtag healthy environment. Hashtag healthy community.
Kayo nakikinig sa TLE Grade 8. Kasama si Teacher Catherine S. Galinggan.
Hello, I'm back. And let us continue our discussion. Basic sign categories are classified into three, such as regulatory signs, warning signs, and information signs. What are regulatory signs?
Ma'am, I think regulatory signs are symbols in a circle intended to instruct us on what one must do or not to do under a given circumstance. Ignoring these signs may result to a violation of existing laws or regulations.
Very well said. In addition to that, these signs reinforce laws, regulations, or requirements which apply either all times or at a specific time or place. What are the classifications of regulatory signs?
Under this sign, we have what we call prohibition sign and mandatory sign. If we say prohibition signs, these are safety signs with black symbols with a white background inside a red circle, with a red diagonal line across the circle, while mandatory signs are with white symbols in a blue circle.
Absolutely. Prohibition signs are used to state actions, dress, or machinery which must be or must not be used. What about mandatory signs?
Ma'am, mandatory signs indicate actions, dress, or precautions which must be or must not be used.
What are the examples of prohibition and mandatory signs?
Some examples of prohibition signs are no smoking, no entry, no right or left turn, no U-turn, no loitering or littering, ma'am.
Ma'am, here are some examples of mandatory signs. Keep area clean. Wear eye protection. Wear face shield. Lift correctly.
You are right, dear learners. What is the second basic sign category and its meaning?
Warning signs, ma'am. They are best used to show unnoticeable hazards along our way. Examples are caution and danger signs.
Yes, you are correct. Warning signs are made to warn the public of the hazards or marks a hazardous site or area. Because some actions or potential situations may lead us in danger or for worse, fatality. Do you know what is fatality or fatal?
What is fatality or fatal, ma'am?
Okay, class. Fatality or fatal is a serious effect of hazard which may cause death.
Oh no! So scared, ma'am!
Yes, it is so scary. But we can avoid it by doing what is good and what's right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that information. We should strictly follow the signs and symbols to keep us safe, ma'am.
Thank you for that, my dear learners. Every one of us wants a safe and peaceful living, so keep it up. There's no harm in abiding the rules. Can you explain the difference between caution and danger signs?
Ma'am, caution is a low-level risk and danger is in high-level risk.
Precisely. Caution sign indicates potential hazard that can lead to minor or moderate injury, while danger sign indicates a definite hazard that could result in serious injury or maybe the worst is death.
Or fatality, that's what you have said a while ago, ma'am.
Yes, my dear. That was my term earlier. How can you determine if it is a caution or a danger sign?
Ma'am, we can determine the signs through its color. Caution sign is black on yellow, just like slippery floor, while danger sign is white on red, like high voltage.
Very well said, my dear learner. I hope you can really distinguish cautions and danger signs now. I hope that you will become a law-abiding citizen. What is the last basic sign category?
Ma'am, information sign. Information signs are very noticeable placards or signs that inform people the purpose of an object or give instruction on the use or house of something.
You are right. And we have two types of information signs. The emergency and general information. Can you tell something about it?
Yes, ma'am. Emergency sign indicates emergencies like first aid, health, fire protection, and even emergency equipment needed, while general information indicates permission or public information.
How can we determine the difference of the two information signs?
Emergency signs come in a variety of colors, shapes, designs, and messages, while general information signs are ideally used around buildings, car parks, and parks.
Yes, very good. There are lots of examples of the signs and symbols, and if you want to know them more, you can refer to the second and third page of your learning activity sheets. We are done discussing our lesson. Prepare your learning activity sheets, and we shall answer your activities. Don't go away. I'll be right back after a short reminder.
Flashlight, check. Baterya, check. Radyo, check. Gamot, check. Delata, check. Ano pa kayang kulang sa aking survival kit?
O sis, anong ginagawa mo? Aanin mo ang mga yan.
Narinig ko kasi ang balita sa radyo na may paparating na bagyo sis. Kailangan nating paghandaan ito.
Ha? Ganun ba? Hindi ko narinig ang balita na yan.
Naku sis, dapat alerto tayo sa mga ganitong balita. Alam naman nating mahirap kalaban ng kalamidad.
Ay, oo nga. Sinabi mo pa, sis. Sige, uwi na ako. Sisiguraduhin kong handa ang pamilya ko sa darating na bagyo.
Tandaan, hindi maiwasan ang pagdating ng mga kalamidad. Kinakailangan maghanda para sa ating kaligtasan upang sa huli ay di natin pagsisisihan. Ligtas ang may alam.
Isang paalala mula sa himpilang ito.
Kayo nakikinig sa TLE Grade 8. Kasama si Teacher Catherine S. Galingan.
I'm back! So to fully understand the lesson on signs and symbols, let us get started with your first activity. Turn your learning activity sheets on page 4 labeled Miss Me Much. Directions: read and analyze the statements in column A, then match the corresponding answers in column B. The choices in column B are A, caution, B, emergency signs, C, mandatory, D, prohibition, E, regulatory signs, F, warning signs. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Let us answer number 1. A safety sign used to state actions, dress or machinery which must not or should be used. What is your answer?
Letter D, prohibition, ma'am.
Very good. Number 2. A symbol in a circle intended to instruct on what one must do or not to do. What is your answer?
The answer is letter E, ma'am. Regulatory signs.
That's correct. You may answer the rest of the activity after this broadcast. Now let us proceed to activity 2, labeled Pick Me Up. Directions: identify the different signs and symbols. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Can you identify now the different signs and symbols given in the activity?
Yes, ma'am!
Great! Let us answer number 1. The picture in circle with diagonal line. What is the answer?
Ma'am, it's no entry.
Correct! What about number 2? The picture is circle in red with cigarette inside and with diagonal line. What is the answer?
No smoking, ma'am.
Absolutely correct. I am so happy that you learned a lot, my dear learners. You may answer the rest of the activity after this broadcast. Let us summarize now our lesson. What have we discussed today?
Ma'am, we discussed about analyzing signs, symbols, and data.
That's right. What else?
Ma'am, we discussed the basic categories of signs and its types.
That is right. What are the basic sign categories?
The basic categories of signs and symbols are the regulatory signs, warning signs, and the information signs, ma'am.
You are correct. Can you tell more about these basic sign categories?
Yes, ma'am. Regulatory signs can be prohibition and mandatory. Warning signs are the caution and danger signs. And for information signs are the emergency and general information, ma'am.
Absolutely. It seems that you really understood our lesson. Let me check your understanding, my dear learners, by answering the following questions. What are signs and symbols?
Ma'am, signs and symbols are visual representation that communicates idea, process, or warning.
Very good. What are the basic sign categories?
Ma'am, the basic sign categories are regulatory, warning, and information signs.
You are correct. Can you explain these basic sign categories?
Yes, ma'am. When we say regulatory signs, these are symbols in circle intended to instruct on what must we do or not to do under a given circumstance, ma'am. Warning signs are signs used to warn the public of a hazard or mark a hazardous site or area, and information signs are signs that inform people of the purpose of an object or give them instructions on the use of something, ma'am.
Very well said, my dear learner. What are the examples of regulatory signs?
Ma'am, there are two types of regulatory signs, prohibition and mandatory. Example of prohibition is no smoking. Wear your face shield is an example of mandatory sign.
You are right. For your last task, open your learning activity sheets on page 4 on the reflection part. Please read and analyze the questions, then answer them based on your understanding. First, what is the importance of knowing the common safety signs and symbols?
Ma'am, the importance of knowing the common safety signs and symbols is it gives us data or information, process, and even warnings to keep us safe, especially in our workplace, on the road, or any location, ma'am.
Very good. Second, how can you relate our lesson in a real-life situation? You can answer this item after the broadcast. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Are the instructions clear, class?
Yes, ma'am!
You may accomplish all the tasks after this broadcast or during your most convenient time. Wow, we finished another lesson, my dear learners. I hope that you can apply in real life the lesson you have learned today. If you have any question related to the topic discussed, feel free to message your teacher in Grade 8 Automotive Servicing. I would like to acknowledge the teachers behind this RBI lesson, Teacher Marilyn A. Acacio, our scriptwriter, Teacher Joy L. Madamba, our technical specialist, Teacher Susana B. Dumon, our language editor, and Sir Jefferson F. Aguinaldo, our content editor, and I am Teacher Catherine S. Galingana, your radio teacher for this hour, leaving you this quote, "Never stop learning because life never stops teaching." Thank you and goodbye. Stay tuned for our live discussion.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
Yes, we are back. So hello sa ating 32,000 viewers. So stay tuned hanggang dito at sa hanggang mamaya pa. Okay, yes, hanggang matapos po. So you just finished listening to our Automotive 8 Quarter 2 Week 3 RBI. So we hope you've learned a lot. But before we proceed, we would like to acknowledge the persons behind our RBI. Sa ating scriptwriter, ang kasama natin ngayon, si Ma'am Marilyn A. Acacio. Ang ating radio teacher, Ma'am Catherine S. Galingana. Sa ating voice talents naman, Ma'am Ryan Neri P. Bacud and Ma'am Joy L. Madamba. Si Ma'am Joy din ang ating technical specialist. At sa ating language editors, sa ating last, thank you so much to Ma'am Jane Arlene Tapawan and sa ating script naman, Ma'am Susana Dumon. Ang ating content editor, Sir Jefferson F. Aguinaldo. At sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng ating quality assurance team, thank you so much po. To our dear learners, please listen, watch, and participate actively because surely you will learn a lot today.
Yes, ma'am. So, nag-acknowledge ka kanina, ma'am, no, sa ating
Yes.
mga ano. So, may we acknowledge also some students from Bagnos Integrated School. So, meron kaming nakita kanina na mga nag-ano dito, no? So, hindi lang po pala dito sa atin, mga estudyante natin ang mga nanonood at nakikinig sa ating usapang TLE. So, welcome mga anak sa ating usapang TLE and please stay tuned. Okay?
Okay, so that's right, Ma'am Marilyn. So listening and participating to our live discussion here at Usapang TLE will enhance their knowledge, especially to our lesson for today. Let's refresh your mind about our previous lessons. With the following questions, don't forget to type hashtag Usapang TLE, grade and section, item number of the question, and of course, your answer. Call, text your answer, or contact us with our messenger account. So I believe you are now ready for our activity this afternoon. Sir Edwin, what is our first question?
So for question number 1, what is the title of our Automotive Servicing Week 2 lesson? Ulitin ko, what is the title of our Automotive Servicing Week 2 lesson? A. Perform automotive servicing. B. Perform drill exercise. C. Perform mensuration and calculation. And D. Perform miss and blast.
So, dear learners, paki-comment ng yung mga sagot at huwag nyong kalimutan ang ating mechanics. Okay, meron tayong nakikita dito. Tingnan nyo Ma'am Malbe kung ano.
Yes,
kung,
ma'am. Sunod-sunod na, ma'am.
Dami. Pakitignan nga. Sino ang nauna sa iyo, Ma'am Malbe?
Yes, ma'am, sa aking
screen.
Sa aking screen.
Sino?
Wait, sunod-sunod na.
Sunod-sunod.
Nahirapan na akong hanapin yung
Sino ang
una,
nauna
ma'am.
sa inyo?
Sa screen ko, ma'am, si Elizabeth
Ako din.
Mendoza
So, pareho
Fernandez. So, siya ay from 8 Crimson, hashtag Usapang TLE, pero ma'am, merong siyang hindi nasunod?
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Sayang.
Wala siyang number.
Okay, ito sa akin. Ang nauna sa aking screen, ewan ko kung kay sir, kung parehas lang siya, si Daniel Clyde Castillo.
Yes, pangalawa.
Siya yung
Mas
una
nauna
sa'yo,
siya
sir?
kaysa kay Elizabeth.
Oh, sa akin ganun din. So, sa kanya, hashtag Usapang TLE, 8 Aquamarine, and 1 C. So, which is which? So, mas tama na nakuha yung tamang mechanics natin. So, which is Daniel Clyde Castillo. Congratulations, Daniel. So, i-send mo yan screenshot mo and then send mo to your TLE teacher. Okay, for number 2 question. Congratulations. So, lahat ng mga dito, Elizabeth, Katrina, A naman ang sagot niya, Geraldine, Jami Miel. So marami dito. Thank you sa pagpa-participate. Pati mga science classes meron din. Thank you very much. Okay, for our second question. What is the process of finding out the physical quantity in terms of time, distance, quantity, and economy? A. Calculations. B. Conversion. C. Measurement. And D. Mensurations. I'll repeat while waiting for your answers. What is the process of finding out the physical quantity in terms of time, distance, quantity, and economy? A. Calculations. B. Conversion. C. Measurement. And D. Mensuration. Comment now your answers.
Okay,
Okay,
sino
meron na
kaya
naman.
ang
Tingnan nyo na
nauna?
ulit.
Okay, sa akin, ang nauna ay si...
Sino? Si Daniel sa akin.
Si Daniel sa screen ko, ma'am.
Oo,
Nakakarami
si Daniel
na.
din.
O, pang-apat sa'yo, sir. Sino sa'yo? Basahin
Hanap
natin.
pa, ma'am.
Pakibasa nga, Ma'am Malbe.
Daniel din, ma'am.
Daniel din sa akin.
Apat sa akin.
Hindi ko na makita, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am
Okay, ako
Dandy.
na. So, Daniel Clyde Castillo, hashtag Usapang TLE, 8 Aquamarine. Number 2 and letter C ang kanyang sagot.
Okay.
Wow, kanino ba yung
Tamang,
8 aquamarine na yan,
tama
ma'am?
yan.
Napaka-active.
Nakadalawa na siya.
Nakadalawa na. Pero marami ding mga sumusunod like Joseph, Iris.
Unahan lang talaga, ma'am.
Yes. O sa susunod naman yung pangalawang tanong, maglagay tayo ng dahil malapit na ang Valentine's, dapat yung pangatlo na tamang sagot yun ang iano natin. Since ano tayo?
Dapat pala pangatlo kayo, hindi
Oh,
mauuna, hindi pangalawa. Dapat number 3.
Yung pangatlo kasi means I love you.
Ay, akala ko pangatlo.
Okay,
Pero hindi ikaw
sige.
yung dapat pangatlo, dapat ikaw laging nauuna.
Ah.
Pero pag nauna sa una, dapat ikaw yun.
Okay, sige. For number 3 question. So, nandito pa rin tayo sa review for the past lesson. Okay? For number 3, which of the following units does not belong to the group? I repeat, which of the following units does not belong to the group? A, inch, B, centimeter, C, decimeter, or D, kilometer. Okay.
Kailangan pala masabi nila kung bakit.
Saan kaya? Sa apat na yan ang hindi kasali.
Bakit? Ano yun?
Ulitin natin, ma'am, pangatlo ang hinihintay
yung
natin.
pangatlo, na
O,
tamang
dapat
sagot.
hindi kayo mauna, hindi kayo pangalawa, pangatlo, dapat kayo.
Ayun na, meron na tayong
Pangatlo
nauna
na
dito.
nakasagot ng tama.
Yes.
Oo, yung pangatlong makakasagot ng tama. So, ang nauna sa akin is Gerson. The answer is D. Which is not correct, no? Pasensya na,
so,
no? Sino
sayang.
to?
Sige, try ulit.
D rin si Jami. Si Aryan is A. So, meaning, siya yung una. Tama? Siya yung una.
Hindi ko na masundan, ma'am. ang
Joseph, siya yung pangalawa. Kasi A din yung answer niya. Si Corinne naman, D ulit yung answer niya. Si Aris din, D. Sino pa? Isa na lang. Kung sino yung makakasama ng ano. So, meron si Leanne, D din. Aaron, D. Si Zarika,
Si
D.
Sweetel.
Si Missy,
Sweetel.
D.
Si Sweetel.
Si Geraldine, D. And of course, ang ating
Okay.
pangatlo is si Sweet Cell Faith
Sweet
Arenzana.
Kasi ma'am,
Congratulations.
pang I love you, so sweet.
Ay, so sweet. Oh, yung so sweet naman.
para
na
sa
yung
kanya
sunod.
to.
Ayan.
Sweet,
Ayan,
ah.
congratulations. Ang dami.
Wow.
Ang dami-dami nating mga participants.
Ma'am, sa comment natin, very proud si Ma'am Maylene kasi 8 aquamarine
Okay,
daw
ano
si Daniel.
Sweet.
Wow.
Copernicus.
Congratulations. Okay.
Copernicus. Ayan, so tagalista ako ngayon. Ayan, maintindihan ko pa kaya yan.
Yan.
Okay. So,
Tuloy na
congratulations
natin.
to the
Congratulations.
winners. Truly, you've learned a lot in our previous lesson. And today, we will have our week 3 lesson in our exploratory course, which is automotive servicing. But before we start our discussion, may I ask you to describe or say something about the pictures.
Identify.
Ayan. So,
Yes.
you are going to identify the
Okay.
picture. Don't forget our hashtag usapang TLE, your grade and section, the item number, and your answer ulit,
sige.
mga anak.
Kahit tatlo lang na lang siguro dito, ano ma'am? Kasi
Oo.
5 ito. Ay, ano ba? First, sige, bilisan na lang
Sige,
natin.
pabilisan
Yes,
na lang.
bilisan na lang.
Bilisan na lang. Oh, first,
Okay, so we have-
picture.
O, number 1.
Yan.
Ano
ba
yung
yan?
nakikita natin
Yan.
sa
Ano ba yung
screen?
nakikita
Ano ba
nyo
yan?
dyan?
Ano ba yung
So, comment
nakikita
Yes.
natin
your
dyan?
answers. Pabilisan na lang.
Okay, kung sino ang mas mabilis, siya na yung natama ang sagot.
Okay.
Meron tayo dito. Hindi ko, ang bilis niya. Ang bilis. Ang bilis.
Teka.
Okay.
Elizabeth
O, sa-
ang nakita kong una.
Balik na naman ba tayo sa una?
Una na lang ma'am para
Okay, para
mabilisan.
mabilis tayo. Nauna is Jami.
Yes,
Samog.
Jami.
Okay.
Ay, oo. May mga nauna
No?
na pala.
Bakit
Si Jamin pala. oo.
Kinagat. May kinagat na portion. Okay, let's see if tama yung kanyang sagot. The answer is apple. Okay, so
Yes.
ayan, ang daming comments. Ang daming sagot. Okay, pangalawa.
Okay, number 2. Ilagay ang number 2.
Paboritong-paborito
Okay,
yan.
ano to? Paborito mo to, Ma'am Marilyn.
Di na nga ako nakakaganyan eh. No. Oh,
Okay.
pangalawa na number 2. Ano ba yan?
Ilagay ang number 2. Number
Ilagay
2.
ang number,
Yes,
item
yes.
number.
Kaya ang mauna dyan?
Lester dyan ba?
Okay. May
Lester
wala siyang
dyan.
number,
dyan.
ma'am. Wala
Okay,
siyang
yes,
number.
Ay, walang number, sir.
Walang
Number 2,
number.
Corinne D.
Corinne.
Tama ba?
Okay, si Corinne may number
Okay,
siya.
meron siyang number and that
We
is...
have
basahin nyo na rin kung ano yung nandun. Yan, dapat palinawan ng mata. Nakita nyo ba?
We have
Okay, the answer is
Ayan.
TikTok. Ayan. Kahit
Ayan.
hindi ako nagti-TikTok, mahilig ako manood.
Okay, number 3.
Okay, for number 3.
Ano yan? Bakit
Wow.
meron ganyan? May circle.
Ano kaya yan?
May triangle. May, ano ba yan? Square ba yan or rectangle? Have the star and...
Yes, parang ito
Umbrella.
ay isang...
Ni? Ang bilis
Okay,
naman,
shapes
ma'am.
daw. Okay, meron sumagot si Daniel.
Shapes. Oh, shapes. Pero
Daniel.
yung sa last
Daniel.
last na, tama naman siya, ma'am. Pero yung ano, yung last
Shapes.
na ano, yung last na figure, is that shape? Ano pa yung, ni?
May nakita na akong sagot, ma'am, kay
Okay,
Daniel.
meron ako nakita
Wow.
dito. Si Daniel Clyde Castillo.
Yes,
Tama ba
we
itong
have
sagot niya?
Squid
Squid
Game.
Game. Tama ba?
Yes.
Tama ba?
Pag nakikita
Daniel
natin yan, yung palabas na Squid Game.
Naku, bingo na yata
Pangilan
itong
na-
sinasabi.
Ala, Clyde.
Daniel, ma'am.
Pangatlo
Daniel,
mo na to,
pangalan na
ah.
Okay, tingnan natin kung tama. That is
Squid Game.
Gawa yan sa
Okay.
squid ball. Ay.
Squid. Narinig ko na to kay Jade, pero hindi ko
Okay,
alam.
how about
Okay.
this one?
Usually, nakikita natin sa
nakakatakot.
laboratory. Ano
Ay,
kaya ang
ano
ibig
yan?
sabihin
Meron pa nga
yan?
nakikita yan sa mga gamot na
Yes.
ano.
Or
So, ano ba
chemicals,
yung mga to?
poison.
Chemicals.
Yung ating mga chemicals.
Ano ba yan?
Yes, pag ganyan ang nakikita natin na symbol, anong ibig sabihin?
Ano,
Ang bilis ng
diba?
ating...
Okay.
Meron tayo nakalagay dito.
Ayan, sino ang
Tama ba
nauna?
yung kanyang sinabi? Si Daniel,
Okay.
number 4 is toxic.
May nakita na
Tama
naman
ba?
ako kay Daniel, ma'am.
Tama ba? Ano ba itong si number 4?
Si Jamie.
Tignan natin. Reveal na natin. That is...
Okay, that is
Yes, toxic.
toxic
Bilis,
or
mali yung mga
poison
nauna
or
pala.
poisonous.
Ang bilis-bilis talaga
Pero
ni
si
Daniel.
Daniel,
Nakabingo na talaga. Isa na
Wow.
lang. Bingo na siya.
Malakas yung net niya, ma'am.
Ay, malakas. Okay.
Ay, ganon.
At mabilis
Ganon,
mag-type,
Kaya
sir.
mabilis yung ano
Oo,
niya.
okay, number 5.
Okay, so last.
Last, ano
five.
yan? Gabilisan.
Gerson, asan ka na anak? Bilisan mo para meron naman tayong isa.
Okay, yung pangalawang makakasagot. ng
Okay,
tama.
pangalawa daw.
ah.
Huwag ka daw maging una, maging pangalawa ka ngayon according to Ma'am Marilyn.
Okay, ano ba to? Oh, meron na naman ako
Meron
nakita
na?
dito. Ang nauna,
Si Arian ba?
ang Geraldine sa akin.
Geraldine,
Yes,
oo,
ma'am.
si
Geraldine.
Geraldine.
Kalawa.
Si
Geraldine
Arian.
Beasley.
At
Arian.
siya ang nakakuha.
akala ko si Geraldine.
Si Arian Faye Ramos
Okay.
Carnate.
Carnate.
Okay, thank you.
Si
Yan,
Arian.
tingnan na natin,
Tignan
reveal
ninyo,
natin
si
kung
Arian ang
tama.
nandun.
Yan, no parking. Okay, nanlalabo na yung
Arian
mata ko,
Faye
kaya
Ramos.
naglalabo na rin yung... May maliwanag kasi
Carnate.
sa akin dito sa ating harapan na ano, okay?
Section
Congratulations sa
I,
inyong
eight.
mga, sa inyong lahat. Okay, so tuloy natin. Dear learners, ano nga ba ang kinalaman ng mga larawang na ipakita sa inyo? Like itong 5, no? So, paano ninyo nasabi na yun ang ibig sabihin ng mga yun?
Yes.
Paano nyo nasabi? Bakit nyo nasabing yon? Ito ay may kinalaman sa ating lesson ngayon na dapat ninyong pakatutukan. Dahil dyan, nandito ulit ang ating mga objectives. Okay? Una, define signs and symbols. 2, or second, identify the basic categories and give examples. And of course, the third, give the importance of knowing the safety signs and symbols. So those are our objectives for today, Ma'am Albe.
Yes, ma'am. So today we will discuss your last 3 titled Apply Safety Practices, and we will discuss or we will analyze signs, symbols, and data. So hindi ko natatanungin kung ready kayo. I'm sure ready kayo. Okay, let's start with the definition of signs and symbols. So these are visual representations that communicates idea, process, or warning. What are the uses of signs and symbols, Sir Edwin?
So for the uses of signs and symbols, they are important, and aside from that, there are also many uses such as, number 1, draw attention to health and safety hazards. These signs and symbols may draw or pay attention to any health hazard and risk prevention. And number 2, point out hazards that may not be obvious. These signs and symbols are precautions and reminded us for places or for us to avoid risks that may not be obvious. What else, Ma'am Dandi?
Okay, another use of signs and symbols are, for number 3, for poor observance of proper use of equipment. These are usually designed for some specific purpose and proper usage of tools and equipment, because we all know that we can also get harm if we don't know their proper use. For number 4, provide general information and directions. These signs and symbols also give us information, data, and location or direction for us to easily use, locate, or where to exit just in case of emergency. Do you have any additional information, Ma'am Marilyn?
So yes, sir and ma'am. So aside from those given uses, some of the uses of signs and symbol also, we have number 5, remind employees where and when personal protective equipment or the PPE must be worn. So for example, sa atin ngayon dito sa school, at sa lahat na ng mga ano, kasi as of now, meron tayo itong pandemic. So we are using our PPEs, which are the face mask and the face shield. So minsan nga dapat naka-double face mask pa tayo. And of course, pag nasa labas, naka-face shields. Okay? So, sa ano naman, sa mga ibang area naman natin, like sa cookery, we have also PPEs like the apron, we have the hairnet, we have also
face
mask and gloves, no? Mas kalimitan pa na ginagamit ito ng mga mas mabibigat ang trabaho, like mga nasa construction site. Okay? Mga electricians, sa electronics meron din ba?
Signs and symbols, yes, ma'am.
Meron din silang PPE, sir. Kasi maliliit na masyado
PPE.
yung... Okay, so lahat maraming medyo, o hindi lang medyo, lahat, no? Gumagamit talaga ng PPEs at depende yon sa kanilang trabaho.
Yes, even
no?
in science.
Parang sa mga estudyante ko lang noon, sabi ko, use your gloves. Merong nagsabi, ma'am, pwede ko bang idala yung gloves ko na yung pang-boxing daw? So that is also gloves, but that is not the proper PPE na kailangan natin dito sa ating cookery class. So makakapaghalo ka ba kung yun ang... So marami, depende yan sa kung ano yung panggagamitan o sa kung ano yung trabaho mo, no? Yung PPEs natin. Another, no? Sa ating mga frontliners, kailangan talagang full sila. Okay? And then, another use, we have the number 6, show where emergency equipment is located. So, a signage where we locate emergency equipment location and its procedure of using it for accident-free environment. So, dito naman, itong mga signage na to or symbols or signs, pinapakita niya, nilolocate niya kung nasaan nakikita. No? Tinuturo niya. No, doon. O kaya meron nakalagay doon, 500 meters. O, halimbawa, hospital, 500 meters. Petron. Parang gano'n yung mga inaano natin. So, another is, hindi ko na yung slide. Sorry. Number 7 and the last, indicate where certain actions are prohibited. The signs and symbols shows restriction to avoid highly potential hazards. So, inaano tayo, merong awareness na pag nakita mo yun, huwag ka nang pumunta doon. Kasi meron na yon. So, kasalanan mo, kung magkaroon ka, madisgrasya ka, nakita mo na yung signs na nandun. No? So, dinadirect lang tayo sa ating dapat na gawin. Okay? Ma'am Malbe?
Yes, ma'am. So, pag nakakita ka na ng sign na alam mong tama, wag ka nang, ay, mali. Wag mo nang
namang tama,
ituloy.
gawin mo.
Or wag mo nang ipilit yung sarili mo, di ba?
Masasaktan ka lang.
Yes, ma'am, masasaktan ka lang. Minsan nakakita ka na ng hindi magandang signs,
Oo nga.
tumuloy ka pa rin.
Yes,
Ayan, tuloy.
Tapos, iiyak ka.
Parang
Okay,
supporting
so
na
you've
tayo,
just, yes, ma'am. According to experience, Sir Edwin,
Oy.
oo daw. Okay, you've just heard the different uses of signs and symbol, dear learners. We hope that every one of us won't ignore the meaning of every signage found in our ways because they are so meaningful and important. So, I have a question regarding this. So, be ready ang ating pagtatype sa ating comment box. So, as a student, why is it important for you to follow the signs and symbols found in the school or if you are at the road? So, sa school na lang natin. Di ba nami-miss nyo tong school? May mga signs and symbols dito. Okay, we will wait for your answer. So, while waiting, kasi medyo mahaba-haba siguro ang kanilang kasagutan, Sir Edwin, as a driver, do you also follow signs and symbols?
Yes naman, ma'am. As a driver, like me, we must be aware to all the signs and symbols found in the road. Like for example, this is not only for a driver but also yung iba din. Itong sample natin. Yung pedestrian lane. Ayun, yung mga tumatawid. Sometimes, ito yung na-abuse na sign na makikita natin sa road. Not only for as a driver but also dun sa mga pedestrian natin. Na kasi minsan, yung mga pedestrian natin kung saan-saan tumatawid. So meron tayong pedestrian lane. At sa mga drivers naman, nakita na nga nila na pedestrian lane yon, sige pa rin.
Diretso pa rin.
Diretso pa rin yon. So aside from that, we have also yung yellow lane. Minsan nakikita natin na may isang linya na yellow, solid dun sa gitna, and sometimes ay may dalawang lanes. Pag single, solid line means that passing is not advised. Passing is not advised, but you may pass. Now, pero kapag two lanes na yon, ibig sabihin, double solid yellow line means passing is not allowed
all times.
Under any circumstances. Now, marami tayong mga signs and symbols dyan sa road. Meron din yung no parking as well as that of the school zone. Now, may also ask you, Mama Marlene, kung may mga notice ka din mga signs and symbols habang nagmamaneho from Rojas to dito sa school natin and yung mga experiences mo.
Oh, yes sir. Mamaya ako magkwento Kasi meron pa akong tignan natin yung screen. Ang dami na rin
Yes.
na sumagot.
Nakakatuwa ang ating mga estudyante.
They
ma'am.
are very active.
Wala na nga Ma'am Malbe kung sino yung nauna. Si Gerson, nakaal na rin siya. No? Sabi niya, ano ba sabi niya Ma'am Malbe?
Hindi ko na mahanap, ma'am. Nakita ko to kanina eh. To know what you are doing po. Parang ganun ang kanyang sagot. To know what are doing po, sabi niya si Gerson. Very good. Para malaman mo kung dapat na gawin. Ano pa? Si Daniel, basahin lang natin anak ng mga sagot ha. Si Daniel, sabi niya, para sa kaligtasan. Sabi naman ni Jamie, as a student, it is important to follow the signs and symbols to know the rules so that I will not get in troubles. Wow.
Okay, wow. Ganda mi rin. To avoid disaster, sabi naman ni Lester Jan Lopez. Ito, mahaba-haba ito
From 8 Ivory.
Yes, from 8 Ivory. Katrina Paula Ramos. It is important to follow the signs and symbols found inside the school campus because they help to indicate various hazards that present in the workplace. Wow, ang dami nilang idea. Congratulations. Thank you for participating. So, madami pa dito, no? Kung babasahin ko pa ito mga anak, baka matapos natin hanggang sa susunod sa Valentine's Day na.
Hindi na tayo matatapos.
Pero I hope hanggang sa last, makipag-participate pa rin po tayo, no? Okay, hello to 26 million viewers natin. Padamihin pa po natin yan. Okay, ano yung sabi ni Sir Edwin kanina, tinatawag, as a driver, kasi almost 6 years na po akong nagda-drive from Roas to Aurora. So marami na akong experience. But, hindi naman po ako reckless driver. Alam ko naman po yung kahit po tumatakbo ko ng 80 to 100.
Yan, 80 to 100 talaga, palipad na
KPH,
yun.
sir. Di ba KPH yan, sir, no? Especially pag umaga, pag malapit na yung oras, pag dumating na yung alas 7 sa talagang binibira ko na yun. Maliban lang kung maraming sakyan. So, matraffic. So, doon ako na dedehado. Okay, so, I am already my driving is well and good, but of course I'm always praying for my safety. So yun naman ang ating we have to pray, no? So I have also to be aware to signs and symbols around me sa road signs, and ako diyan sa ilaw. And to driver's signal too. Kasi kinakailangan mong tignan kung ano yung magiging signal ng mga nasa harapan mo, no? Kasi ikaw naman ang yung sinusundan mo, yun naman ang sa'yo. So, for example, mag-ano siya ng signal na flasher sa ng right or sa left. So, alam mo kung anong dapat mong gawin. Because if you are not aware also to their signal and from you, no, sa akin din, pag di din ako nag-signal, siyempre magkakaroon ng trouble. No? So, marami akong experience dyan sa La Suerte. Nakadalawa na ako dyan. Nakita pa ni Ma'am Dandit yun, yung dalawa sila na asawa niya. So, ang po Dandit is your instinct, being open-minded, and being alert. No, hindi ko alam kung meron pa yung talagang So, talagang kinakailangang maging importante yon. So, hindi ko na ikwento, baka matapos natin sa New Year pa.
Mas tumagal, ma'am.
6 years ago yun.
Okay, so yun yung aking experience, Ma'am Dandit. So, mahirap na, no? Although kahit sinasabi na dapat nasa 60 to 80 kph lang sana tayo.
So, linawin lang natin, ma'am, yung 80 to 100 kph na bilis ng patakbo mo ay pag malinis ang daan. Ibig sabihin, walang mga ibang sasakyan kundi ikaw lang.
That's true, Sir Edwin and Ma'am Marilyn. Being observant and alert is so important if you are driving to avoid accident. And my awareness also in signs and symbol is my concern whenever I am driving. Lalo na ako, kailan na ako natutong nag-drive. Kaya medyo hinay-hinay pa lang ako, medyo matatakutin pa lang talaga ako. So, ang mga ino-observe ko, kagaya ni Ma'am Marilyn, yung signal nung nasa unahan ko, kung saan siya pupunta, para sa ganun ay alam ko yung gagawin ko. And then yung mga masasalubong din sa mga crossroads, ganon. So kailangan i-observe natin yon. And then kung keep left, sabi nung sign, huwag kang pumunta sa right kasi bawal yon. So dapat alam natin basahin ang mga road signs. Okay, and coordination and being observant among drivers and pedestrians are also important.
Ma'am Alde.
Wow, nakaka-proud naman yung mga kwento nyong tatlong drivers, ma'am.
Driver ka din, ma'am.
Passenger.
Soon to be
Okay,
driver.
Ma'am Marilyn, can I ask question? So, since you are driving almost 6 years at sa inyong tatlo, ikaw yata ang pinakamalayo ang tinatahak.
Hindi, ma'am.
Hindi rin? So, 6 years from now and you travel twice a day, every morning from your house to school and going home in the afternoon, how many kilometers did you travel then?
Ma'am Malve, if I remember it right, but not left, no, from our garage, no, up to our school, Doña Aurora National High School gym, where I used to park, kasi doon yung, dahil wala tayong face-to-face, nandun yung park, doon tayo nagpa-park. I traveled 14.9 kilometer. So, meaning, in a day, I traveled 29.8 kasi I'm going back to Manila. I'm going back to Rojas in the afternoon, morning to Aurora. So, vice versa yon. So, since wala tayong face to face. Okay? So meron tayong dati meron tayong 50%. So meron tayong sa awa natin na 50% sa awa or yung ating alternative working arrangement. So meron tayong in a week, may 3 days, may 2 days in a week. But this time, as we have 60% now, meron na lang tayong 3 days in reporting to school. So, yun yung aking ma'am. So, we're going to compute.
Ang layo rin pala ng nilalakbay mo, ma'am. For your round trip is 29.8 kilometers. So, paano naman yung pagkonsumo mo dyan, ma'am? So, bago yan, may tanong yata tayo dito sa ating mga estudyante. First, how many kilometers did Ma'am Marilyn if she report to school 3 days a week? Ngayon kasi, ngayong week na to, 3 days lang. So, if she spent 29.8 kilometers. So, ang given natin, we have 29.8 kilometers and 3 days in a week niya ginagawa ang pag-travel. Okay, use the mechanics. Wala tayong number ngayon. So, ano lang gagawin, Ma'am Dandit?
Okay, so kailangan sumagot muna sila bago ko sabihin yung sagot mamaya,
Yes.
di ba?
So, shout out sa ating mga taga-Bagnos Integrated School. So, maraming nagko-comment kasi from 8 Venus. Hello!
Yes, hello.
Okay, so meron na ba? Meron na bang sumagot? Basta ang given muna natin is 29.8 and 4.
3 days
Ay,
tayo.
3. Sorry, 3 days. Ayan, 3. Hindi 4
3 days.
Paano ba natin
ngayong
makuha yung tinatanong ni Ma'am Malve na kilometro? Kung gaano kalayo yung
May kanta yatang gano'n.
dinadrive ni Ma'am Marilyn.
Yes,
Papunta
Sarah.
at pa uwi. Ayan, meron na ba?
Ba't kasi nag-travel ka, ma'am? Nagkaroon tuloy sila dito ng isusol.
29.8 and 4.
Meron na po.
So, what is the operation that you are going to use? Sige nga, sino
tingnan
kaya ang
natin,
pinakamagaling
meron
dyan?
tayong nakita dito, tama, si Jamie.
Si Johnny ang...
Sabi niya, 89.4 kilometer. Is that tama ba yun, Ma'am Malve? 89.4 ang biyahe ko sa 3 araw.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, the winner is Jamie Mielamu. Congratulations.
Meron din mga sumagot. Tama din yung kanilang mga
marami
sagot.
sila.
Okay.
Sige, screenshot natin. Patunay. Ayan. So,
thank you for participating.
Jamie is right. How did we get the answer? So, by simply multiplying 29.8 kilometer to 3 days in a week. Ayan. Kaya 29.8 times 3 is equal to 89.4 kilometers. So, yan. Once more, congratulations. In a week yun, ha? Na trina-travel ni Ma'am Marilyn.
Okay.
So, if you are far from your workplace, traveling is quite challenging. Isn't it, Ma'am and Sir?
Yeah.
To continue with our lesson, may we discuss the 3 basic sign categories that may help us both drivers and pedestrians, workers and customers. And what is the first category, Sir Edwin?
Yeah, kay ma'am, bago natin discuss yung mga sign categories, balik muna tayo dun sa, follow up dun sa tanong ni Ma'am Malve kanina kung yung konsumo mo.
Yes, sir.
Konsumo. So, let's say, sa konsumo ito, maaaring ilang litro ang nagagastos mo o kaya magkano yung gastos mo sa araw na yan. Sa week na yan. Okay, so doon sa kon natin, 89.4, sabihin natin na bawat litro ng gasolina ay nakakapag-travel ka ng say...
63 na ngayon ang unleaded.
Doon sa kon 89.4, ganyan 89.4 kilometers yan ang naano mo sa loob ng isang week. Okay. Sabihin natin na sa bawat litro ay 16 kilometers ang natatakbo ng sasakyan mo. Now, multiplied by the amount per liter ng ating fuel ngayon. Na kanina nag-ano lang ako that is 61.35. So ibig sabihin 89.4 divided by 16 na ang hulugan ng natatakbo mo dyan ay 5.5875 kilometers. Multiplied by the number of the amount per liter na 61.35, ibig sabihin ay gumagastos ka ng 342.79 okay, sa loob ng isang linggo. Kung yung speed mo kanina, sabihin natin, doon na lang sa gitna, 90 kilometers per hour divided by 60, yun yung minutes natin. So 90 divided by 60 is 1.5. So yung 1.5 gamitin natin na pag-divide dun sa ilang kilometro bawat araw, that is 14.9. Now, so 14.9 divided by 1.5 is 9.93 minutes. Ganon kakabilis, ma'am. Tapos ibig sabihin mula Rojas hanggang dito is 9.93. Kung 90 kph yung bilis mo, yung tuloy-tuloy yun. Pero dahil nga sa may mga hindi lang naman tayo hindi naman natin sarili ang daan na yan, na tayo lang, so maaaring umabot ka ng 20 minutes. Ganun.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And for dun sa mga categories natin, first category ay yung regulatory signs. If we talk on regulatory signs, are symbols in circle. Na circle yan, intended to instruct on what one must do or not to do under a given circumstances. It is also used to reinforce the laws, regulations, or requirements which apply either at all times or places. Ignoring the signs may result to a violation of existing law or regulation. So take note, implementing agencies may apply penalties when regulatory signs are disregarded. May dalawang klase itong regulatory signs natin, the prohibition and mandatory. Ano itong dalawang ito, Ma'am Malvin?
Yes, sir. So prohibition sign is a safety signs with black symbol with a white background inside a red circle with a red diagonal line. So merong kilala dito. So for example, we have no smoking. May example tayo dyan, ano ma'am? So these are the examples of a prohibition sign. Lahat ng yan is bawal.
Saan ba nakikita yan, ma'am?
Ito.
Saan pwedeng makita?
Okay, so itong no entry natin, usually ito sa mga places, for example, sa mga rooms na hindi pwedeng pasukin ng ibang tao or for dun lang sa mga person na involved doon, or yan namang ating do not use mobile telephones. Meron din sa ating gasoline station, ano sir? Yes, gasoline station. And then, ang iba, ganun din sa ating no smoking, and hindi kasi namin makita dito sa screen yung iba, ma'am. Okay. So that is a prohibition sign. Lahat ay pinagbabawal, wag nyong ipilit. Mali. Next, we have mandatory signs. So describe uli natin. Safety signs with white symbol in a blue circle. It indicates actions, dress, or precaution which must be used like wearing PPE. Okay, we have here example. So kanina naman, lahat ng prohibition ay bawal. Ito naman ay, ito talaga yung ini-implement. Dapat meron kanito.
Nandiyan yung helmet.
Yes. So for example, yan yung mga PPE natin, you need to use that. Usually ito, nakakaratula sa mga construction sites.
Laboratory.
Yes, laboratory din. Okay.
Sige, ma'am, kung sa mga road signs naman, that is, an example of this is dun sa prohibition sign ay yung speed limit. And congratulations sa City of Kawayan dahil sa may connection dito sa nangyayari sa atin ngayon, yung pandemic natin, meron silang tinatawag nating NCAP. That is the No Contact Apprehension Program na kung saan ay hinuhuli yung mga nakatuon pa lang sila sa speed limit. Hinuhuli yung mga drivers na kung saan ang bilis ng kanilang sasakyan ay more than 60. Pero ano pa lang ngayon? Kasi mga 6 months yata ang nila.
Then may mga hidden camera, sir?
May mga camera. Kaya no contact.
Meron
Kasi,
na daw sa kawayan.
Bali, sa kawayan, ma'am, no? No contact policy nila, no contact apprehension program. Itong mga prohibitions o itong mga signs and symbols natin, makikita yan sa book ng LTO natin, Republic Act, katulad sa mga anti-bullying act natin na Republic Act 10.627, and then yung anti-rabies natin, may mga aso, Republic Act number 9482. Itong mga signs and symbols natin ay nandun naman sa book ng LTO, sa mga Filipino Driver's Manual, na kung saan nasa Republic Act number 4136, yung tungkol sa mga traffic codes natin. Kasali na dyan yung signs and symbols. Yes, Ma'am Dandit.
Okay, so let's proceed with the second category, which is the warning sign. This is used to warn the public of a hazard or mark a hazardous site or area. It also warn to action or potential situation which could lead to danger. Take note that warning signs are best used to show unnoticeable hazards. They have also two types. And what are those, Ma'am Marilyn?
Yes, ma'am. We have two types also of warning signs, such as the caution sign. So, caution sign indicates a potential hazard, which is a low risk that could lead to minor or moderate injury. So, this is on black on yellow sign, kagaya ng mga ito. Okay, so mga limbawa sa atin sa hot surface, pag sinabi natin hot surface, it's either nandun ka sa kitchen, na yung oven ay mainit, okay, nasa kitchen o nasa bakery, syempre mainit yung mga yan. So, pag nakita mo na yan, huwag mo nang hawakan. Okay? Napapasok ka lang. You're too hot. Number 2 or the second type is danger. From the word itself,
danger talaga.
It indicates a definite hazard, which is a high-level risk that could result in death. Take note, death or serious injury, no? Okay, matitigok ka dyan kung ipipilit mo lang. So that is on white on red signs. Like the following. Ayan yung mga nakita natin. Pag nakita nyo ng ganyan, ako, no? Ang pinakaano natin is yung high voltage. Okay. Kung pag danger, sabi no, wag na danger
high voltage
na nga.
Pumunta ka pa. Ayan, patay ka pag nasabi.
Pero wala ka naman makikitang high voltage sa mga walang mga poste-poste ng mga Okay, so makikita natin yung mga yon sa mga may mga wires, mga matataas ang mga voltahe. Okay, yan. Ano pa ba? Sir Edwin.
Okay, ma'am. So, dyan sa danger, tanggalin mo lang yung D, magiging anger. Yan. Di ba? So, for our last category, we have information signs. These signs are very legibly printed and very noticeable placard that informs people of the purpose of an object or gives them instruction on the use of something. There are two types of information. What are they, Ma'am Dandit?
Okay, so the two types of information signs are emergency signs that indicates first aid, health, fire protection, and emergency equipment. And they are in white on green, like fire exit. Ayan. Yung mga white and green, so those are the safety signs. And we have also the general information sign. Indicates permission or public information, and usually it is white on blue signs. Like, ano ba ang example? Yan, parking, accessible lift, pay here, information, pedestrians, and restroom. So, kadalasan natin nakikita yung mga yan. So, hindi na bago sa inyong mga paningin yung mga signs na yan, mga anak. Those are the general information signs.
That's correct, Ma'am Dandit, Ma'am Marilyn, and Sir Edwin. So, umabot na naman tayo dito, no? I hope our learners understood our lesson for today. So, inaabangan na naman nila to. For our question and answer portion, syempre, gamitin ng ating mechanics, hashtag usapang TLE, include your grade, section, and the item of your answer. Pwede ring mag-text sa ating 0975-1992-630 or pwedeng tumamag sa ating messenger account. So, ano ang ating number 1, ma'am?
Okay, question number 1. Unahan na naman, mga learners.
Magbibigay ba tayo ng number o di na?
Hindi na, madalian na ito, Ma'am Maria.
Parang hinahabol na tayo, ma'am.
Habulin
So,
na natin ang oras.
Ang kukunin natin
60
ngayon,
lang tayo, 60 kts lang.
Bawal mag-80 to 100.
bawal
Yan.
tayo sa pangalawa, pangatlo ngayon, ma'am. Sino ang una? Yun ngayon.
Ay, hindi pala, baligtad pala. Dapat
Yes.
100 kph tayo ngayon.
Okay, so which of the following defines or describes a signs and symbols? A. Visual representation. B. Communicates idea or process. C. Gives warning. D. All of the above. Ayan, ano kaya ang sagot? Sino kaya ang winner ngayon? Baka 8 crimson. I repeat, which of the following defines or describes a signs and symbols? A. Visual representation. B. Communicates idea or process. C. Gives warning. D. All of the above.
Okay, may nakita na ako dito.
Ang
Although
bilis.
meron na una, pero mali yung kanyang kasagutan. Medyo nauna yata. Okay, pangalawa, naunang nakita kong tamang sagot. We have here Aaron Kurt De Vera.
Yay! 8
Meron na.
crimson.
Nako, di yata makahabol ang
Kurt,
aking mga
Kurt and
Sumusunod
Gerson.
naman si,
Ayan, nakadalawa na ako.
Gerson. Okay, marami na rin yung mga iba. Maraming salamat. Okay, pangalawang tanong. Tanong. Which of the following categories is used to reinforce laws, regulations, or requirements which apply either at all times or at specific times or places? A. Information sign. B. Regulatory sign. C. Warning sign. D. All of the above. Which of the following categories is used to reinforce laws, regulations, or requirements which apply either at all times or at specific times or places? A. Information sign. B. Regulatory sign. C. Warning sign. D. All of the above.
Yan,
Anong
sino?
sagot?
Sino kaya
Meron,
mauna?
balik tayo. May mga nakasagot na palang nauna.
Number 2.
Tanong. Hello, John Celine Wanya.
Ay, ayaw mag-isa akin.
Sino na?
Ang
Ano
bilis.
Ang bilis nga.
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi ko
Bibilis
makita.
nilang mag-type.
Teka, sino
Ano
bang
ba?
nauna?
Ano ba?
Number
Ano ba ang kasagutan?
Okay,
may
for
nakita na ako
number
dito.
2.
Nakita
Sino
niyo ba?
yan, ma'am?
Si Gerson.
Okay, si Gerson
Okay.
din kanina nakita ko.
Yes, si Gerson kasi ang unang nakasagot ng tama. Tama ako?
Unang nakasagot ng
Tama. May
tama,
nauna sa kanya
which
pero...
is regulatory sign. So, pag
Yan.
sinabi nating it reinforce laws, no, regulations and requirements, yan ay regulatory
Yes.
sign. So, don't
Okay.
forget, medyo may nakukuha din siya sa kanyang mismong term, no? So, madami talaga.
madaming
Thank you
sumagot.
sa mga nagpa-participate.
Okay.
And for number 3,
Number 3, Sir Edwin.
And for number 3, ma'am, ayan. Picture or what is this warning sign means? Kung makikita
Okay,
natin,
ano to?
black
Ano ba yan?
on yellow
Yes.
sign.
Kadalasan-
An image of sleep person. Usually, nakikita sa restaurants, malls,
Yes.
or when mapping the floor. So, ano kaya yan?
So, lagi nating nakikita yan.
Yes, may
Ano
nakita
kaya ang
na ako,
ibig
ma'am,
sabihin
si
yan?
Aaron Kurt De Vera ng 8 Crimson.
Ay.
Number 3, sabi niya,
Anong sabi niya, babe?
slippery.
meron na
Pinasundan
palagay
ni
dito.
Jamie, slippery floor.
Oo. So, which is which ba ang ano natin? Is it slippery or slippery floor? Kasi dito, kung mapapansin ninyo, magkaiba kasi ang pag nasa sa establishment tayo, sa nasa
Yes.
ibang, pag nasa road tayo, na sir, pag ano. So, ano ba yung nakalagay sa road pag one, sir? So, the picture must be...
Sa road ay may sasakyan na
May sasakyan nakalagay at saka yung... Ay, hindi naman. Oo. So,
parang nadudulas na sasakyan. Ganun.
Since ito naman is tao, so meaning that is slippery when wet or slippery floor.
So, sino ang i-declare
Ang
natin?
nakakuha ay si Jamie. O, Jamie.
Si Aaron, ang nabanggit niya is sa ating road sign. And for question number 4, how important ito na. Why do we need to analyze the different signs and symbols? So, yes.
Bakit kailangan nating i-analyze?
Medyo mahaba-haba siguro ang sagot nila dyan, ma'am.
Ano?
Sige, may time pa kayo na mag-isip.
Mag-isip medyo may ano pa na ano. So, habang hinihintay natin, ma'am, ano ba yung ating mga napag-aralan ngayon? No? To summarize our lesson for today, dear learners, signs and symbols are visual representation used to communicate idea, shows process, or gives warning to everyone. There are 3 basic categories such as regulatory, warning, and information. Tignan nyo lang mga mama kung merong ano ha.
Sige lang.
Yes, ma'am.
And with their types, prohibition and mandatory, caution and danger, and emergency and general informations respectively. So, tagdadalawa sila ha. So, we need to know all of this and be guided with the importance of these categories and types of signs and symbols for us to avoid hazards and risks wherever and whenever we are at all times.
Okay.
So, sa lahat ng pagkakataon, no,
Nakita na kayo
kailangan natin mag-ingat.
Si Nora ba?
Yes, ma'am. May dalawang Aristotle na dito.
Oo.
Ang nauna ay si
Nora Rosete.
Pakibasa na, Ma'am Malvin.
Yes, so from 8 Aristotle, number 4, to know what to do and to know what the signs and symbol mean. Si Jamie naman, basahin na lang natin. In order to know what to do and not to do, we need to analyze different signs to be safe.
Yan naman ang talagang ano natin yan is we have to keep safe at all times, ano?
Yes.
Okay. Tamang-tama silang lahat. Ang
dami nilang natutunan for sure, Ma'am Mari.
Napaka-active nilang sumagot talaga.
Kahit din tayo, may natutunan din tayo, especially kay Sir ngayon, no?
Yes.
Yung naman yan. Ang dami-dami. Mga yellow lane na sinasabi, no?
Okay, so before we end up, don't forget to answer your activities on page 4 and your reflections on page 4 of your learning activity sheet in a clean sheet of paper. And the questions are, what is the importance of knowing the common safety signs and symbols? How can you relate our lesson in our real life situation? Together with your validating questions and of course your summative test. And take note, distribution and retrieval of your outputs will be on February 18.
Gusto mo, ma'am?
February 18, 2022. Friday, next
Friday
week
na
yan.
yun.
Ma'am Dandit, gusto mo pala silang makita ng February
Oo nga,
14.
gusto ko silang makita tuloy.
Yes.
Pero
Don't
hindi naman
forget
pwede.
also to answer ang tanong, yung ipopost sa ating Facebook page.
We're going to post that in or send to your GC.
Yes, yung
para
link
maano.
ay isesend sa ating GC.
Okay, so
Yes.
papasalamat na tayo, Sir
Yes.
Edwin.
Okay, no? Salamat sa lahat ng mga sama sa atin, sa mga nakinig at nanood. Bukas, samahan niyo pa rin ang dance team. From sign in to sign off.
Yes.
And on Wednesday,
next
week ulit, meron tayong RBI grade 8 sa week 4, kaya
Yes.
mag-tune in kayo. And sa lahat ng mga RBI ninyo, dapat mag-attend kayo mga anak.
Okay, thank you sa lahat ng mga nakinig, nanood at nakibahagi sa ating talakayan ngayong araw. Sana marami kayong natutunan.
Yes, thank you so much din sa nakasama natin dito sa ating booth, kay Sir Dennis and kay Sir Joshel. Thank you so much.
Dahil yan, binibigay namin sa inyo ang ating quote ngayon.
Never stop learning because life never stops
teaching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education. TLE, Learning Area, Automotive Servicing, Beauty Care, Electronics Product Assembly and Servicing, Cookery, Electrical Installation and Maintenance, Dressmaking, Computer System Servicing, mga leksyong pangkabuhayan, edukasyong teknolohikal, mapapakinggan. Dito lang yan sa 106.3 Dance Radio, TLE. Learn and earn. Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan. Ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big. Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR FM.